Hey everyone, Kathy back with Big Barn Balloons. How is everyone? Monday, happy Monday. Blue. We're doing the bunny in blue. I got so many requests for it to be done in blue. So got together some blue balloons here. We're gonna mix blue with a little lavender, which I think is a really good vibe. And yeah, this is where we're going with this. I'm excited. So when you come on, say hi, tell me where you're watching from. Let me bring you up over here and we'll get going on this. This is gonna be such a pretty design, you guys. Let me see where I am here. All right, here we go. There it is. Hi Leslie, thanks for coming on. Welcome, welcome. All right, so before we get started on this, I want to remind you this post is up for the little bunny arrangement. We have 2 of these we're giving away, as well as, not giveaway, I said it again, a gifting. I'm gifting. It's a gift away that we're giving away for celebrating. I said giveaway again. Hey, it's late. It's not, I mean, I know some of you are back east, it's way later than it is here. But I just want to say we're going to do a gift away of these, celebrating that we hit 20,000 followers. Wow, right, you guys? Hi, Martha. Hi, Leanne. Sunny Arizona. You had sun. We are floating away. We are flooding out. It is still raining buckets, like I said last night. Everything is flooding. It's like mud and water over the roads. It's crazy. So, and again, if I lose you, it's because of the weather. So it's crazy here right now. So I'm glad to hear someone has some sunshine going on. Hi Deborah, happy Monday. Yes. Hi Tina. Hi Cheryl from Central Florida. Hi Martha. Hi MC. Hi guys, thanks for coming on. So find this post. It's a post. It's not a video. And make sure you look at last night's live. I actually have it, I have the link to it in comments of that post, of this post. So if you need to go back and review what is required to be in the running to be gifted one of these items, or a month, could be up to 3 months of membership inside the barn, or access. I hate calling it membership. You get access inside the barn with me. So which is coming up, our camera's in, we're getting everything programmed, we're getting ready to launch. So think about that. So one more thing I want to mention. Set this guy over there. You guys, did you see my post? The kits are live in my Etsy. This little guy, I didn't secure this guy. These were just set on there so I could do photography. But yes, the kits are live. So if you were looking for one of these kits, they're ready to go. I have 3 different styles in there, and they each have their own listing. So once you get in there and look around, we have the checkerboard, we have the white, and the natural wood. 3 styles, and there's very limited quantity. We're just seeing how this goes for the first of the launch of the kit. So excited about those. So make sure you guys get those early, because if you wait, they're probably not going to be available very long. Okay, bunny basket, you guys. Thanks, Frenchie. Hi, Tiff. How are you today? Hi, Terry. Hi, Nancy from Vermont. Yeah, Tiff, it's freezing here. It's cold, and it's rainy, and it's windy. It's dumping buckets of rain, and we have floods. All the creeks, the rivers, everything's overflowing here in Shasta County, and we're getting more rain through Friday. It may even snow tomorrow night. California, yeah, we might get snow, so we're like, oh my goodness, do we have everything we need? You know, I mean, it's a big deal here because we don't get snow, so. But anyway, all right, guys. So, by the way, talking about this little guy again, I just wanted to mention because I'm blown away. I am just so excited. So this was to celebrate 20,000 followers, which we hit, I believe it was Sunday. Today's Monday, right? I think we hit that Sunday. Guess where we are today? 22,000. 2,000 followers in like 24 hours. Seriously, you guys. Seriously, you guys are the best. I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, we're celebrating 20. We're already at 22. We're going to do more giveaways at 25. I think every 5,000 we'll do giveaways because it's going a bit crazy. I actually have one video can you guys believe this? And I'm not trying to gloat. I'm not one to gloat. I don't like to sell. I don't like to gloat. Thank you for all the hearts and the thumbs up. But I have one video that hit 1 million views. 1 million. Over 1 million now. I'm like, seriously. And I think, and I'm going to post my stats because I never really paid much attention to my analytics because, you know, for 5 years I've been trying to build this sucker. And I started really paying attention to them and, you know, what the vibes were, when the most of you were on, which is usually between 3 and 5, all the things that us as creators are supposed to do. But you know, I have almost 5 million views in 28 days. 5 million, so thank you for watching. I'm like, and then I'm like, ooh, that's nerve-wracking. 5 million views in 28 days. So it's going crazy. So thank you. We're going to give a bunch of stuff away. All right, enough of that. Let's get on to the fun stuff. So, the bunny basket. This is the pink one that I already sold. We're going to do it in all the blues today. I love this. So restful. So pretty, right? We may put one of these little bows in. I don't know if it's too much for this little basket though. We'll talk about that, right? So let me move this out of the way, get my stemming machine that was working as my little easel there, and we'll get going on this guy. So I already added the foam, just a block of foam in there. It sticks up a little bit. I think the last one I did was recessed a little more, whichever works for you. So we've got the foam in. Later we're going to cover it with reindeer moss, so I've got that sitting there. We may put a bow in there, I'm not sure. And when I'm talking bows for this, just a couple loops. The other one I was thinking of doing, did I bring it in here? I did. So I brought that, white. And maybe we'll just start with this. I'll start with this, you guys. So, do you think this is too much for this basket? We've got the basket weave. Do we need another type of weave in here? Is it going to be too distracting? Or, ready for this? Do I have blue ribbon in my stock? I don't. I was looking all over for blue ribbon today. Don't have any. But I have the pretty green. A small one. Look at how this goes with all the blues, greens, and whites. So we could put this in, or we could put this in. So I think that'll be your first vote, you guys. Do I put the white, or do I put the green? What do you think? Vote now, and I'm going to review your comments. So here's the pretty green. There's the white. What do you guys think? Let's see. Deborah, I like mixed textures. Oh, Deborah, thanks. I find the cutest scenes. Oh, and I know I'm going to get 100 DMs again about this. Even though I mentioned it on the last live that we did on one of these. Home goods, you guys. This is home goods. I don't sell them because I got DMs. Will you sell me just the basket? I only had 2, so this is the second tutorial on it. So go to Home Goods, you guys. Let's see. Tiff, I do too. I love blue. So, being a blue girl from the 80s, okay? So, does anyone remember, and I'm really dating myself, but remember the blue goose? Remember the white goose with the blue bow around its neck? I had all that in my kitchen. I had light blue carpet. I had all the blue things. It was country blue, or you used peach and seafoam green, or rose and blue. Remember? Anybody remember? So I am a blue girl at heart. It's been a few years since I've used blue. I use more neutrals and just change my colors seasonally, like with pillows and flowers and whatnot. But blue, yeah, it's a good thing. All right, let's see what everybody's seeing. So Frenchie thinks the white weave is a bit much, but you love the green. I wish I had this in a blue. The problem with it is I could have ordered some, I guess, but it's been a busy week. But then I worry, are the blues going to match? Because this is one blue, but I'm kind of going into a little bit of lavender too. So if I put another blue of ribbon in, there might be too many blues going around in there unless they match perfectly. Because I'm a stickler for my color combos. So I think sometimes if blue is the star of the show, maybe just a little subtle green bow might be nice. So, and most of you are seeing green. Green, green, green. Angel. My mother-in-law painted her kitchen that blue and white striped and had those geese. Yes, yes. I was one of those from the 80s that had the geese. At my first house, it was all those white geese with the big blue balls. Now they're like vintage. I'm like, seriously, vintage? Really? You know, it's like, what do you do? Leanne, I love blue. Have it in my living room. Different shades of it with neutrals. Very pretty. It's such a restful color. It's so nice. I'm thinking, like, my bedroom is very neutral. I'm thinking of getting blue and white for my bedroom for this spring and summer. I mean, not that I don't change every season my bedding or nothing. I mean, I have a duvet cover I've had for probably 8 years. Isn't that bad? But I wash it all the time. It's just white. But I like to put, you know, throw blankets and a few throw pillows with the white pillows, and I'm like, that might be kind of pretty. So Martha likes the green one. Deborah says the green looks beautiful with the flowers on a table. Yeah, oh, that's funny. Trias says, my grandma had one, and I remember the peach one. Yeah, right? Peach was big. Trias, did I say your name right? I'm hoping I remember. I'm an old gal, but I'm hoping I got that right from the last time. Deborah, green is beautiful. Joyce likes the green. Yvonne likes the green. Deborah, yeah, you love Home Goods too. I'm an addict. I need the gum and the patches. I'm telling you, I need them. I need right here, right here. I got to get off the Home Goods, you guys. Deborah's partial to greens. Leslie says green. Jennifer says green. Yeah, so it looks like Deborah's new to my page. She likes the bunny basket. Hi, Yvonne from Texas. And hi, Yvonne Mitchell. Two Yvonnes. Grace, hi. Yeah, and hi, Nancy from Vermont. Terry, everyone's on. So yeah, California, well, northern, way northern, is floating away right now. Can you guys believe that? Fires down south, flooding to the north. California's going under. I'm just like, seriously, what else? I'm like, okay, so everybody's liking the green. I kind of teased you guys throwing this up here. I would not put this in this. It is way too big for the size of this basket, okay? It's too big, and because we have a beautiful weave on this Seagrass bunny basket, we don't want to detract with a chicken wire ribbon too much. But I like putting it out there to see where you're going with it and see if you're picking up the same vibes, and then tell you why I wouldn't use it. So it's not just showing you what I would do, it's showing you why I wouldn't, what I wouldn't, and why I wouldn't. Too much. You guys hit the nail on the head. All right, so we're going to put this ribbon over here in my discard pile. I think this green will be perfect. It's very subtle. It's that perfect sage. And in case you ask me, it's in my Amazon storefront. I'll link it. I am getting a link tree, you guys. I'm just like, I got a lot going on. I think the link tree, I don't mind. Angel was like, do you have a link tree? Get one. Thank you, Angel. And I started working on it, but I'm like, because I'm decorating it. It's got to look good. But right now, my creative coaching is taking precedence over everything, getting everything set up, programmed, the informational post I'm going to do, all the things, and then filming. As soon as this camera is ready and hooked up, which they were working on it yesterday, I've got to film a bunch. So I'll be in here like for 8-10 hours solid, just film. Yeah, I'll change my clothes so you think it's a different day, but it won't be. But anyway, so that's taking precedence. I don't mind answering your DMs when you say, hey, where was that bunny basket from? Where was the ribbon from? It's okay for now. I'll get that link tree up eventually. So this is in my Amazon storefront. It's a very nice, it's like a burlap mesh. Very pretty, very, very thin. I love it. It's just perfect, and it goes with just about anything. If you're using greenery in your florals, this will go. But it gives you that nice pop of ribbon that everybody's always asking for. Okay, so we'll put that down. Let's talk about the other elements we're going to use in this. So, very similar to the last one. So we've got this beautiful drapey green. This was a $2 pick from Michael's. Yeah, that's going in again. You know I'm using that because I love that. These were the beautiful, beautiful, they're all tangled up, hydrangeas that I got at Home Goods. I cut a couple heads off. Will we use 2 heads? Heck no, but I like the look on the table, you guys. It's all about presentation. And I love just putting it all together and standing back and going, yeah, that looks good. In the early days when I was doing this, 4 or 5 years ago, I used to stand back, look, take a picture, and then post, look at what we're working with today. Now I just wait till I go live. You guys get to see it. So, but anyway, these feel like real hydrangeas. They are amazing. I love them. We're going to use those for sure. Okay, then we have a few have these little poppy stems. Look at those, beautiful, beautiful. These are the companion ones that go to the little bunny dough bowl tray kind of kit in the white. And I wanted to bring these out too. I mean, they're beautiful for this arrangement, right? But I thought that's the next thing I want to do is one of these in all greens and whites. Look how pretty that would be. Some people are like, I don't use pink. I never put pink in my house. I'm like, okay, it's seasonal. But I'm going to make up a couple of these little dough bowl tray things in all whites and greens. So that's coming. If you guys were one of the ones that DM me, I'm like, yeah, white and green's coming. I used to only do them in white and green, but I love those pink flowers. Okay, back to this project. See, I'm like squirrel. So we've got the blue, we've got these white, and I love the black centers. And then these little tulips. Have you guys seen these little tulips? The Real Touch. These are the mini ones. I love them. These are Hobby Lobby this year. Look at the white tulips. So yeah, just these have a green center. They're tinted a little bit. These are pure white. So together, I think they're perfect. Then we're going to bridge the gap because we're going to go toward the lavender. I want some spiky lavender in here too. These bridge the gap. They're green with a slight lavender blue tint. So those are going to go in. See where we're going with this? So when you go from, you can do a design and you can do all blue, right? Make sure all your blues match. But if you go into purple and it's a blue purple, make sure you have an element to bridge the gap between the two colors, in my opinion. So if we're doing this, look at how those little balls kind of, they're a little thistle. They bridge the gap between the two colors perfectly. Okay, so there's the lavender. Yes, this is Hobby Lobby's lavender. I love it. So we're going to use that. Then, I did bring one of these little picks. I don't know if we're going to need it. I brought one. I think we probably will put a couple touches of this in. Same one I used in the other bunny basket. Then, do you see what's on the table? The gyp came in today. Yes, this is the gyp from Greenery Market. And we didn't get to use it in the other one because it hadn't come in yet. It finally came in. I was like, walked out to my front porch and it was floating down the gutter. I'm just kidding. UPS got it to my porch today. I don't know how they did. And then on top of everything else, this is a sidebar, they decided our neighborhood, our little area here is on a well. So they decided to flush all of the fire hydrants today and flush the well lines and everything. So we had a big old fountain and the hydrant is right in front of my house. So it's storming, it's flooding, the hydrant's going. I was like, it's a water day. And I laughed at the city worker. I walked out front to see what was going on and they were turning it on and flushing it. And I said, oh, I am so glad. I've been dying to run through sprinklers. This is even better. I'll be back with my bathing suit, my water wings. I'll be right back out. And they just started laughing. I'm like, you guys are crazy. It's freezing and now you're doing that on top of everything else. I go, you're worried about flooding and yet you're flooding the street, purging those? I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, that was our day today. Okay, so we have this we're going to use, just accent, little pieces. By the way, that goes in the kit for the little bunny dough bowl tray thingies. And you don't see it in the picture because we were trying to get everything listed today. There's a couple pieces in the arrangement, just little scraps I had. Not enough. It's going to have more than that when you get your kits. When you see the bundle of flowers, you don't see this because it wasn't in yet, but it will be in the kits. Anyway, then we're going to use this guy that I used on the other one from Michael's. This is a really good trailing greenery. So we're going to use that again. But I also brought some trailing fern because I just want to do this one a little bit different from the pink one. So we're going to put these two together coming out of the basket. I think it's going to look really light and airy. So what do you think, you guys? That is our ingredient list for today. Those are all the items, and I think they just make a really nice combo. So let's push these up here. I'm going to organize, and that was long-winded about colors, but I just like to tell you how I arrived at these colors we're using, and maybe it helps you make decisions when you're out shopping for your own blooms. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, So we'll put those aside because obviously we're going to start with our greens. Well, not obviously, but we're going to start with the greens. This is absolutely last because it's an accent. You can go there. And I really like to start with these guys. And these will be next. All right, we're organized. Let me cut this guy down a little bit more. We don't need all that length. Get it out of my way. And we'll get started. By the way, I want to talk about these too. And I just want to share. I'm a decorator too, right? These little guys, look at how cute they look coming out of a seagrass basket. Like, if you need a little basket like on your kitchen sink in your bathroom, go buy a couple of these bunches. They're $2 each on sale. I think they're about $2. And then just put them all in a basket. Look at how adorable, and they look real. That's a little side note. Because, yeah, I stage for my realtor husband, so this is perfect for staging. I'm excited about this little gem there. Okay, I'm going to drink of water, and I'm going to check out your comments here, and we'll get going. Hi, Colette. Good, Deborah. I'm glad you like my explaining. Sometimes I know I'm a little long-winded, and I laugh. I get so many DMs that say, can you just quit talking and do your design? And then another one I got this week was, you need to work while you talk. Sometimes I can't. I try. My brain doesn't work that way because I don't know. For those of you that design, you get focused on the design. It's hard to carry on a separate conversation. That's why, I have a lot of times where friends want to come by while I'm working. Sometimes I just can't have friends over when I'm working because I get focused. So for those of you that gave me hate mail and said, please work while you're talking. Sorry. Anyway, Kimberly loves the elegant naturalistic designs. Oh, Jackie, these are Michael's. Can you believe it? They were normally, I already took the tag off. I think they were $3.99. So they're probably a little more because they're not half off. So they're 40% off right now. Seriously. What a deal. And accenting in baskets like this, they're perfect. So, Michael's, I'll find your link for you guys. I'll put it in. I know, Angel, people don't understand. There's a lot of moving parts to a live. There's equipment. There's lighting. There's remembering what you're doing with your design. There's checking the comments, greeting, talking. There's a lot. And I don't have an assistant that sits in here and reads as things go by. So, yeah. Yeah, Bella Cerise. It's true, right? But it doesn't bother me. Because, when they say it, and some people say it right in the comments on my live, it's usually someone watching it on replay. And I'm thinking, you're on replay, because I never see those when I'm live. I'm thinking, why don't you just move that little white line across and go past me talking if you hate me talking that much? But you know what? Don't ever get mad at comments like that because it's engagement, you guys. We all need the engagement. I'm like, bring it on. I usually say, oh, I'm sorry, watch my next one. I talk a little less. It's okay. It's okay. It's their hang up, not yours. So, oh, thank you. Thank you, Trist. Plus trying to figure out what to talk about. Right? Well, Angel, I have no problem. I have so much to talk about. It's like I gotta get back on task, huh? I know. It'll come, Angel. I'm telling you. And you love flowers like me. You are addicted like me. So just start talking about why you love them. There's so much to talk about. Anyway. Let's see. Who else is on here today? Lori's on. Hi, Lori. How are you tonight? Lori's in the house. Colette is. Who else is in here? Bella Vista Rees, thanks for jumping on. Jackie, Angel, Kimberly, Deborah, Colette. So I hope I got y'all. I'll try to go back through. Hi, Sharon. Thanks for jumping on. Karen. Hi, Karen. So anyway, okay, let's get going. All right. Shall we put our little bow in first? We're going to make a very simple bow. And let me get what I need for my little simple bow. I'm going to use that. Where's my zip ties? They're on the floor because I haven't finished picking up. I moved everything seriously, everything is off of the sides because we're programming, and so I have a little pile of supplies down here because we're getting everything hooked up. So bear with me. It's like I feel like I'm out of my element because nothing is where it should be right now. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, let's just make a simple little bow. Got my scissors over here. This is just a little loop bow. It's not a big deal. And what I like to do too, when I'm doing these, if you want tails to come out, do your tails separate. I say just do your tails separate so they come out right where you want them. So we're just going to do a simple loop it back and forth kind of thing, right guys? I will have a more detailed bow tutorial in my inside the barn. You know what's funny? Okay, we live in the country. We don't live in the country. I used to, but we live. Shasta County it is farmland. It is horse land. It is all the things, right? So anyway, we out in the country where I used to live, which I'm glad I don't have acreage anymore, because number one, you can't afford fire insurance out here anymore. Those of California understand. Those not understand, you can't afford it anymore. Some people are paying $5,000 to $10,000 a year now for fire insurance because of all these California fires. So anyway, there's a barn out in Palo Cedro. They do weddings and everything. I want so bad to talk to them about, can I do a live from inside your barn? It is gorgeous. I'm like, I want a barn so bad. I think that's why I chose this name. I told Bob, one day, maybe we'll be able to afford to move back into the country, and I'm getting a barn so that everything I do is from inside the barn. So I'm excited about that. Maybe one day we'll see. But then as we get older, we're like, do we really want to take care of acreage again? Because it's a lot of work. So anyway, I did a silly little bow here, you guys. Just 4 loops. It's not a big deal. Back and forth like a figure 8. And this is one so we can just stand the little loop straight up in the basket. You know, one of those. Then I'm going to take a little piece of this. I'm going to just tighten that down too much, but we'll see. If it is, I'll cut the zip tie off and do it again. I see stars. I see stars. I can't see who set the stars. I'm excited. Deborah, thank you. 200 stars. Whoop, whoop. Angel says, I think those of us in California understand too. You guys we pay way too much for everything here. Hey Tracy, how are you? Let's see, Sharon says, I've ordered the ferns, which I used in the pics I sent Saturday, and the Palomas bush should be here tomorrow. Nice. Home Goods was where you ground the buddy you're working on. Yes, I did. I did get the bunny from Home Goods, and I'm going to go tomorrow. I think I have a little bit of time. I can run over there tomorrow and see if I can find another one. We usually get more than just 2 of something in, but who knows. I'm hoping, because I had DMs up the yin yang like, how many more are you going to get? Can I reserve? Can I reserve? And I'm like, I got 1 more, and watch for it. So it's not going to be in pink. So people are like, are you going to do another one like that? I go, no, I'm going to do it different, because there were so many people that wanted it to be different. So, okay. So once you do your bow, if you've never done this before, leave a little room in your zip tie. Don't do the death zip on it, so that you can get a piece of this paper wrapped wire underneath it. This is how I put my bows into my arrangements. And I did do it too tight because I'm not paying attention. This is why I can't talk and work. I mean, I try, but I'm telling you, I lose track of what I'm doing. So we'll just cut that and do this again. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness. Can't talk. I mean, you'd think I could talk and work, because I used to be a dispatcher, right? But yeah, that was before the brain injury. It's alright, and I'm serious about that, man. Don't ever let a hospital overdose you on morphine and Valium out of a car accident. Just saying. So that was the end of my career dispatching, because my brain does not function at the level it used to. Now I'm just goofy. But I'm alive, so I don't care. It's like, it's fine. Okay, so, and I get to hang out with you guys. Alright, so we put that little guy under here. Now I'm going to tighten it down to a death tighten, a death grip, a death yank on there. So now we have the little wire underneath the zip tie, and we cut the excess off. Not a big deal. And we obliterated the bow, but we don't care because we're going to fluff it anyway. All right, so let's figure out, I think I want it on the left side. What you're going to do is take these and then just bring them up like that. You can see that, hopefully. You got two, and then twist it like a bread tie. Twist it, twist it, twist it. This is how I do it anyway. I'm wondering, does anyone, Lori, is this how you get your beautiful bows into yours? This is just what I came up with, but I don't know how anybody else does it. But anyway, and then I put a metal pick on it from my stemming machine, right like that. So now I can stick it right in the basket. So we're going to put this right up in here. And we're going to go straight down in there, like that, and then these will come up. And now we will build flowers around our little loops. That's it. Easy, easy peasy, you guys, to put a little bow in there. Michelle had a head injury from a light bulb falling out of a 20-foot ceiling. Yeah, it doesn't take much to hurt your brain, I'm telling you. I'm about to head to Home Goods. I go every night and walk through my store, get shipments on Mondays and Thursdays. Yes, and mine told me when I picked these up that today they got a huge shipment, so that's why I think I'll be there when they open tomorrow and see what they got. So, but especially if you're looking for interesting containers to do florals in, I don't think you can beat their prices. I look at things like this through wholesalers, and this was $20, you guys, $19.99. Most of these start at $30 and up at wholesalers. Seriously, I'm like, okay, Home Goods it is. I know I can't get quantity, but hey. Let's see, what else? Lori, if we were in the same area, I'd be meeting you at Home Goods. I'm just saying. Okay. All right, let's see. All right. Anyway, I'm reading. I should do that later. Okay, let's get going. No, I'm just talking too much tonight. Okay, let's start with these guys. Let's start with these. I'm going to cut these guys apart, and we'll start putting in this trailing greenery. I think this is clematis. I don't know. Is that how you say that? I think that's what this is supposed to be. So, yes, I should have an easel. I ordered an easel and it came in drilled wrong, so now I'm dealing with that. It's just the way it is. But I'll turn it around and show you guys. We're going to start with the first piece, same size as the bow. Then, if you want it to trail, if you haven't watched me before, what I do is I put my finger right on top of the stem, hold it to the edge of the basket, container, whatever you're doing, and then put a little bend on it. And you end up getting the perfect bend every time. Like that. So see how it gracefully flows out of that basket. So easy to do. Okay, let's do a couple more on that side because one is not enough, in my opinion. And you can always pre-bend it too. Sometimes it's easier just to put that little bend on there before you put it in. So we can do that too. Use your needle nose if you need to so you don't shred your finger, especially if you're using metal picks. So we'll do that. Put another little bend on that down. Now we have two little pieces coming out like this. I know they're identical pieces. I know I'm probably going to get that DM. Why did you put the exact same piece? I just want it to be thicker because I'm going to weave that fern through here too. So that's coming in a minute, so don't stress out over that. And then I want some pieces coming up. Just like before, we're doing basically the same design, a little bit different product and different colors is all. So we're going to have some coming up a little bit, because just down, I don't know. I've done this kind of a design for years and years and years. This is a common bunny basket for Easter, but I used to just do it down, just fill the basket and have it drape on both sides. I like kind of being different, have something growing up, like it's growing out of it. Like I said on my last tutorial of this design, kind of like it's a garden center basket with a bunch of fresh flowers and plants growing out of it. So I just like the look. So, all right, let's do this again. And let's have some coming out on this side. And maybe move them a little more to this side. Like that, coming out over here. So don't neglect your very far sides, because especially if this is on the door and it's flat and you open the door, you're going to see the sides. So make sure your design doesn't start too far over and you see a hole here. So I like to start on the side so that I get it out of the way and I don't forget about it. So we'll start there. This one I'm going to cut a little bit shorter so it's on that side, but it doesn't exactly match the first piece I put on. It'll be a little bit shorter, so which will be a little bit nicer. So this is a shorty coming out. And I just cut my finger. I just did what I said not to do. Now I gotta go grab a Band-Aid before I bleed everywhere. But see how it's a little shorter, so kind of cute, like natural ivy. And I'm sorry, I've got to go grab a Band-Aid because this is going everywhere. I'll be right back. See, if I was using my fancy stuff, I could put my be right back little film on. But anyway, guys, talk amongst yourself. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. It's nice in their hand. All right, I'm back. I got a Band-Aid. Sorry about that, you guys. That's why I say use your needle nose to push it in so you don't slice your finger open, which I just did. Hi, Connie. Yeah, I had to get a Band-Aid. Sorry, you guys. Anyway, okay, enough of that. Use your needle nose to push those metal picks in if you have a stemming machine, because every time I do it, I tell you, every time I don't use it, that's what happens. Okay, so I'm probably going to use more of this. I got one piece cut left. And do I need it? Do I really need it? Yeah, let's put one more in. Let's make it a little thicker on that side. Put a bend. Use your needle nose. And just push it on in the side. Or be real careful. I'm not super focused tonight, so it's like, what are you doing, Kathy? You know. So I like that we have a couple pieces on this side, and of course we're going to weave some more of that fern through it, so it's going to look really good. So you need multiple pieces so it doesn't look like you just got one piece hanging down. So it'll make more sense when I put the other element in. So let's put those back here for now. Grab some water. Okay, so before we come up on top, there's a couple things I want to put in. One is this, but before I do this, because this is going to go on top of everything coming out, aren't these great? Trailing fern. No, I don't have a source. This was wholesale a few years ago, so, and I know they don't have any more, because I need to get some of those. I love trailing these. I'm down to my last few. I think I have 4 or 5 left. But I love trailing them out of wreaths, baskets, etc. They're amazing. But I don't need all this length, so let's cut this a little bit and we'll get more mileage out of it. There's a nice thick little piece there. But see how when you trail it with the other greenery, how pretty it's going to look. Look at that. And you got the movement. So let's put this piece in first. In fact, I could go a little bit smaller. Let's go a little shorter on this. It's got the squishy stems, as I call them, so you can really get a metal pick around it well. And then we're just going to bend these around a little bit so they drape. Cut it and left a piece of wire hanging out.
You okay?
I'm okay. I had blood everywhere, and you didn't even care. You didn't even come in when I screamed. I'm just kidding. Bob's checking on me. You gonna come say hi?
Do you want my peg leg or my hook?
I need your hook.
Okay.
Bob's checking on you. You gotta come say hi.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you.
There he is.
I like the hearts.
Oh, there's those hearts coming up for Bob.
If we have to cut off that limb, she can use my hook. See ya.
The Captain Hook. Isn't that about it, right? All right, get back there and start shipping. You've got boxes to pack.
Arr.
He said R. Okay. So here's a little bit of that going in, and I'm going to weave it through this. We're going to weave it through the weaving game so that it doesn't just all go straight up. So just a little bit. See it trickling down there with the other green? And it kind of softens that green a little bit, which I like. So the last one, if you remember, I had this pink stuff. Let me grab a piece off the floor here. It fell off the table. But remember I put this stuff hanging down? I don't have any in blue, or any blue tiny accent flower. So I thought we'll just leave this with greens. And I think it's an elegant look. I like it. So let's get a little bit more in here. We have this little piece here. But I love this draping. I've got to find it. I got to check my sources, see if I can find this again, because it's really cool. It's really a nice little drapey piece. Yes, I want some out of this side. Here we go. And then I'm just weaving this other ivy through it, so it's, you know, they're not separated. I like them to look like they've kind of grown together out of the basket a little bit, so that's what I'm doing right now. So just a little bit on either side like that. And we have more elements to add, so we'll leave that for now. If we need to come back and add a little more at the end, we will. Okay, next, this little guy. Here's my question to you. Now that we added that fern, do we need this or no? Do you think it's too much? Do we need another kind of fern sticking in there? And I can actually just kind of set it. But is it too distracting now with that green-gray fern? I can cut this down and make it a little smaller, but what do you think? And I know we haven't added all the other stuff, but I want you guys to vote on that. Deborah, it is a stemming machine. And if you don't know about these, I need to do a whole tutorial on this because this is my best friend. I cannot do florals without it. It is wonderful. It's really good. Anyway, we'll talk about that. Let's see. So Karen says no, we don't need it. Leslie says no. I like it. Angel, save it for a filler later. I like it. Karen, yes, use it. Connie, use it. So a couple no's, a few yes. Cheryl says no. Grace says it's too much. Sharon says no. All right. I'm thinking the way it is now, it looks divine. Leanne says no. All right. Lisa says, I don't think so. Welcome, Lisa. Kathy, no, the greens don't go together. Bingo, Kathy. I was waiting for that comment. I don't think. Elaine says no. Frenchie says not needed. I agree. Keep commenting, you guys. But so we have, this is my thought. Okay, the last basket, I didn't have this sage green ribbon. So I think when you put this in, it kind of clashes with the ribbon. I like all the bright greens because we're going into all these blues and everything. I think this is a little distracting. So I'm going to say no for now and put it aside. I don't want to add it. At the very end, I liked Angel's idea. If we need just a few little pieces here and there, we can cut some little pieces off and have them trail lightly out. But to put a big clump in here, I think it's too much. So good job, you guys. Good job. Okay. So next, Betty said no. Tria's mom's there while she drives. I like that. I like that. Martha, no. And Lori, yes, the undertones do not blend. Yeah, they don't blend. So good, you guys are on the same page. I brought it to the table because we used it in the last one. But so sometimes if you change colors of your blooms, your greenery has to change with it, which is why I brought the fern. So good job, you guys. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do with this is we're going to bring in the lavender because I want some lavender to come up with the greenery. And we're just talking pieces. I mean, of course, I would never put this whole bush in. It's too much. I mean, you could. I guess you could. You could do a little side, but no, we're not going to do that. So we're just going to pick a few pieces together and add our lavender in little areas. So again, we're trying to make it look like a little garden basket from like a nursery. So just like before. So just put little pieces off your bush. Pick them together. If you don't have a picking or stemming machine, I always call it a picking machine, use the little wood picks that you get. Or, you know, from the craft store with the wire, copper little wires on them. Or just glue and push each individual one in a little clump. So we got the machine, so we're using it. So we're going to start over here. If I can hold this steady. We're just going to have a little area, and I may have to, you know what, I'm going to move the bow forward a little more. I need a little more space for that lavender. I went too far back with it. So let's go forward a little bit for now, and let's get this in here with its own little area. So we have the greenery coming up. We're going to bend that a little bit. And then we're just I'm going to add more. So we're going to make it a little thicker so it's more noticeable, but that's the area this little clump's going to live. Little clumps of happy little lavender, you guys. Again, I'm doing my Bob Ross. But yeah, you have little areas that these kind of accents are going to live, like they're growing out, which makes it look more natural. Here we go. Okay, so let's build that up. That wants in the design so bad, it's jumping over here. Okay, so we're going to build that up. And if we come into the bunny head a little bit, it's okay. It's a natural looking basket. So we're just going to build this up a little bit more. And a little bit more from that. So we've got some high ones, and then I'm going to start bringing it down a little bit to make our little clump. Our little clump. I love that machine though. The way you can just group little bunches together and make your own little picks. It's an amazing thing. So see how it's becoming more pronounced in there? You still see the bunny head, but we are going into the bunny head area a little bit, but I think that's just fine. So, but I love how you can take a bunch of this and just cut some off and make your own little sprays and picks from it. Okay, one more. I think I might do one more little one. Let's see. So we've got it coming out the front, so it's stair step down, and now I'm tilting them forward a little bit. So when you do lavender, lavender doesn't all grow straight up. The bush, as it comes forward, starts to go like this. So I try to mimic that a little bit when I'm putting in my lavender element. It just makes it look a little more natural. So now I want some to come a little bit forward in the arrangement too. So let's do 3 pieces. And that's when you start looking for the little curved ones too. Kind of helps you with that kind of placement and that angle. So don't feel bad when you've got little bent lavender in your bush. They actually work for you. So now I'm going to bring one forward a little more and let it drape forward a little bit. There we go. That's a good look. So can you guys, hopefully this translates. Can you see the dimension on camera now? How it's draping forward? That's what's going to make your design look custom. Don't do everything straight up and down in a tight, tight bunch. Think about how, whatever this faux element is, think about how it grows in nature. Try to mimic that in your design, and it'll always look great. Okay, so do we need some on the other side? Maybe, but if we do, it'll be later. We're going to move on to the other blooms. This, because I like doing these where you have little clumps of all the different elements, like they're basically like a garden center basket where they put maybe a little bunch of pansies and a little bunch of ranunculus and then ivy, and they're just, you know, they took them out of the garden pot and they stuck them right in the container. That's kind of what we're going for here. So, thank you, Yvonne. Thank you. Thank you, Angel. I love that coming from Angel, because Angel has, we kind of have the same design style, so that's nice. Deborah, you will. Oh, Lisa, you bought your stemming machine. Yay! I love my stemming machine. I mean, one day when this page really grows and it's humming and our membership is humming and everything's humming and I'm making a little money, I'm going to give away, I told Bob, I'm giving away one of those machines one of these days, so it's going to happen. Okay, so we have that done. The next thing, I want my tulips to stick up by the lavender. Won't that be good? So let's cut some of these off. These little bad boys, these are going to be so cute. Some have leaves and some do not. But oh, these are so pretty. For Hobby Lobby, I don't know. This is the first year I noticed them. I don't know if anybody else has noticed them before. But aren't those great? They're so little. Look how little they are. They're perfect though. The color, the leaves, they look like fresh tulips, I'm telling you. So let's see about adding a few of these. And I'm looking at the bow. The poor little bow is probably just going to come out and go in later. I shouldn't have put it in yet. I'm going to take it out. Again, let's leave it out till I'm ready for it. Because these are design elements that have to be in here. But we need a cluster of tulips inside the lavender. Another reason why I put them in so airy. Look at how cute this is going to be. Ah! I'm sorry. I love flowers. I love them. These are perfect for this design. And yes, we're going to end up using these too, but they go. They go. Totally are going to blend. Okay. So let me do a little clump of these. And actually, now we'll put this one more on the outside. If I can get down in here. Okay, one coming out to the side a little bit like that. Look how cute. This is going to be hard. This is probably going to be one that I'm like, I want this for my front door. But nope. We're paying for camera equipment right now, so we're good. Oh, and it came through for those of you that have been watching over the last week. Finally, the insurance denial came through, so we get to pay for Bob's, I think they're called PCP, not PCP like, you know, the drug or whatever, but PRP, maybe it's PRP. Does anyone know where they draw your blood, spin off, and get just the platelets and they re-inject it in? They do it a lot in Europe, but no insurance pays for it here. But he had it before and it worked. So we get that done Wednesday. So finally they called and said, come on in Wednesday. And I'm like, we'll be there. So yeah. So we get that done. The poor guy is just struggling to walk. So maybe this will do it. It did it, like, I think we had it 3 or 4 years ago and it really did work. So we're ready to do it again. Look at the cluster of those, you guys. Aren't they great? I love them. I love them. I want to do one more because I don't like 4. We gotta have 5. I had a shorty over here from the other night in my mess here. So let's see. They're all pretty short. Let's see how this looks. Might be too short. Let me get another pick on there. yeah, so we're excited that he gets to have that done, and it takes a few months to actually work, but once it does, it's amazing. So it just threw me for a loop when they said, we have to get a denial before you can pay. I go, we agree to pay. It's not a problem. We're paying. And they're like, nope, that's what we got to do. So that's what's happening. Okay, so there's the 5th. So we got our little group of that, but I think I need a couple more pieces of lavender now to go near this one over here. And that's where I like to get started on it and then come back to it. So let me get a little more of that. Let's bring this back over and do a few more pieces. Okay, let's get this guy going. We'll just make it look like the little lavender plant is going a little bit more wild. Because I think that one is like sitting out there by itself. It looks a little funny. There we go. Just a little more. Right like that. I just wanted a couple little pieces to continue it to the edge, so it looks a little more finished there. Okay, so that's good for that. Next, and I don't know, we may put 1 or 2 down there. I'll put that aside for later. Next, you guys, I think we need to get into the hydrangea next. And this is like I did on that one. We're going to do some pieces. I don't need this whole big bloom. It's too big. The scale is not right. So we're just going to cut, and I'm going to take the leaves off because they're in the way. And we don't need all this length. Let's get rid of that. So if you've never done it before and you haven't watched me before, you can take little pieces, all these little pieces, cut apart easily. And that way you can have little tiny hydrangea pieces in versus a massive bloom. I rarely use an entire bloom in my design in one place. You know, I never do. I always break them down. Maybe in wreaths, a big wreath. It would have to be a big wreath for me. I think in little pieces they just look better. So let's try that. Especially in a small basket like this. There's not a lot of room here, so let's put this piece right in here. Use my needle nose to push it on in. Let's see, did that go in far enough? No, that's not tall enough. Hold on. I don't want to cut myself again. Okay, so there's a piece, and then we're going to have to reinsert this little flower here, which is fine. Right like that. But see how cute it is when you just have a tiny piece of it? Like perfect. We don't need a big old glob of this flower. We just need little accents. So that corner looks pretty darn good now. Now the question is, I think this little bow might look good right in there. So now we're going to put the bow back in. This is the next element. So probably put that in too soon, but usually I can work around it, but I was making a mess, so let's get this guy back in. Right like that. And the little loops are going to stick up, so it's going to be super cute. We don't want it to be a full-on bow like this. This is going to be more of a bow like that. Is there a name for that kind of bow? I don't know. I don't know. I just do what I like. So I am self-taught, like I said before, so I know sometimes people come on later and DM me, you know, that's called this. I don't know. I just do what you like, you guys. Don't get hung up on terms, seriously. So see the little bow in there, and we're going to have some more elements coming out of it. It'll look really good. Okay, so now that that is done, let's talk about these big blooms, because these need to go in. These are just like yummy, right? Oh my gosh, I love these. So let's put this little clump of 3. I didn't cut them apart because I thought, you know what, a little clump of 3 coming out is going to look really good. So we need to cut it down. It's way too tall. And let's see where this is going to live in our basket. I think this is going to live right in here. Right like that. Look at that color. Oh, it's a good color. It's a good color. But what we need, I don't want it to go bright white to this and nothing to bridge the gap. Do you guys see the problem there? I mean, it's not a problem. It's not a real problem, but it's, thank you for the hearts. You need something to go in between. So here's what we're going to do. And I'm looking, we have these. These would bridge it because they're little. Or, I'm going to come over here, and I meant to pull one of these earlier. Let's see about the bud. Because I do have some little buds over here. What about a tiny bud like this? Because these are pretty big. And if we nestled a little bud in here, so it brings it into this side of the arrangement, so we don't have white on this side and variegated on that side. So let's try that and see if that bridges our gap a little bit. Even though garden baskets do have all the elements separated pretty much, I like to make it blend and your eye easily go across the design. So we're going to try to nestle this coming right out from that hydrangea. If I can find the foam. Oh yeah, I like that. I like it, you guys, I like it. So see how that just softens it. Softens those little tulips over here. I love the tulips because of the spring and the Easter and all of that, but I wanted some other colors in here too. So I think that that does kind of like bridge the gap a little bit. Okay, so next, do we need one of these hanging down? Or is that too much? That is my next question for you guys. So we have these. Do I want one of these coming out of the basket and down? What do you think? And we also can add more fern to the top because I do have some of my favorite fern, which is the same fern but in a bunch. So one coming down, or maybe a little bit of this here and there. What do you guys think? So more blooms or an accent flower? I want you to vote because I haven't had you vote in quite a while. Let's see. Yes. Angel, I love those Hobby Lobby tulips. So the flowers are on sale this week because I haven't looked yet and I'm probably going to run over there tomorrow too. So what do you guys think? Do we add more blooms or just accents? And if we're looking at blooms, I probably have some smaller ones over here in my stash that these are pretty big. I don't know if these are just too big. I think for trailing, I would rather have it trail to smaller than large. But what do you guys think? Kathy says accent flowers. Hi, Kathy. Deborah, you're never wrong. It's like, and part of this is all like, what do you like, you know? No one's ever wrong. You got to do what you love. Grace says like accent flowers. Jennifer says accents. All right. Donna says more blooms. You guys can say both too. I mean, whatever you guys like. Joy says yes. Karen says no blooms. Billie Jean, see, I like that. A small one hanging down. You are on my page, girl. On my page. Katina says accent. Elaine, can we see a smaller bloom? Yep. Karen, a smaller one. Angel says just accent. The bloom is huge. Plus, we might need another hydrangea. Yes, we do need another hydrangea. Small blooms. Okay, let me grab a small bloom. And I do think that we need another little piece of hydrangea on this side. We don't want just on one side. I think it looks a little odd. So let me grab some small ones over here. Let's see, is that a small one? Where's my smalls? Where's my smalls? I'm looking. Here's a small one. There's another small. Okay, we'll get back over here. So, smaller like this. So if we came out of the basket, see how pretty it looks if you drape the smaller blooms down versus that massive bloom. Just a better look. And even on this side, this could probably use a little one coming out the side. See how plain it is otherwise? But when you start adding a little white trailing out, it brightens it up. So let's do that first. And I'm going to have to lengthen this a little bit. Let's see. Or we could glue it, but when they drape, I honestly don't like to use glue. I like to make sure that they're in that foam and they're not going to come out. Okay, move it over. I'm going to pre-bend this like that. So, my S-bend, if you haven't watched me before, when you're draping out of a basket and you're draping a bloom versus greenery, greenery can hang down, it looks great. If I drape this out, look at how the bloom itself is facing. It's facing the ground. So you bend it down, then you're going to bend it back up. An S-curve, I call it. And then your bloom will face up. So even though it's draping down, then the bloom comes back up. So think about that when you're draping out of a basket. It's a good look. We just gotta find the foam now. And I need a little bit longer. That's why I love this machine. Worth its weight in gold. Alright, where is the foam? There it is. Okay, let's get this going. Just a little bit. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Now that I pushed everything out of the way, we're going to bring this forward a little bit more and weave the flowers around it so that everything is incorporated like that. But do you see how that looks? Now, to bridge the gap here and here, I think I'm going to put a little bud. And I just happen to have one. Like I planned it and everything. Not. Alright, let's put a little bud in there. Because that looks odd by itself. So the foam I did not put coming all the way to the end, so it's every time I gotta find it again. But that's fine. It's fine, it's fine, everything's fine. Okay. So the little bud looks cute. So just put a little bud, and that way it's not all bare where it starts to cascade out. All right. Hi Tracy. Tracy's got to go. I know this is taking a little bit tonight. Angel says blooms always face the sun unless some bunny tramples the garden bed, right? Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So now I think we need a little bit more. What do you think on this side? But let's put a little more hydrangea first. What do you guys think? So I'm thinking maybe a little bit out on the corner. I don't want them bookends in the very front, so I'm going to put one up toward the back a little bit. Let's cut this apart again. We'll just take two pieces and we'll pick them together to make a little hydrangea. So easy. Okay. Then let's come up here in the back. And make sure I've got the foam going. There we go. Right in like that. See how that looks? So you see it, but it's not totally in the front like this one, so it looks a little more natural. I like that. You guys like that look? Look at that. So let's do that. Let's put this aside. And then I'm thinking maybe we do need a little bit of this. What do you guys think? Put a little bit of this in here? let's cut it down. Of course, this has 3 pieces. This is that great Michael pick from last year. I love it. Let's let that have a stem and this have a stem. So what if we bring a little bit of this into the top, and let's just place. I'm just going to lightly place it in just to add another texture, but do you see how it has a little bit of the variegation with the green and the white, but it's a totally different texture because all we have right now is round blooms, even though the tulips are a little bit more cone shaped, but everything's basically round, 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 round. So this is nice. It's a little bit lighter, it's an accent, different shape, even though we're in the same color tones. So let's add a little bit more of that. Let's see. We have a piece there. I think if we have a piece there, and I'm going to go ahead and install that because I like it. I might move it to the edge a little bit more, but I think I want a piece coming out the front. Boom. Don't let the bunny hit you in the forehead. I did it twice. Oh my gosh, seriously guys. I'm a mess today. So look at how pretty that is with that coming out the top there. I like it. Okay, the next piece, I'm thinking, what about trailing a little bit, huh? Maybe on this side, if we have this up here, maybe this comes over in here. Let's just place it, and you guys can look. Because it's all just green and the same on the sides. What if we break it up with a little piece of this coming down? Don't you think that looks good? Kind of like changes it up a little bit, right? Let's see. Thanks, Deborah. Oh, that's funny. Angel, maybe a piece under the front-facing hydrangea. See? See? I got you, girl. I got you. And I agree. And we just did that. Okay. So let's do that because I think it breaks up the hydrangea in the basket. Thank you for the hearts. And yeah, thank you, thank you. So let's put that there. It makes it look a little bit more graceful. So let's go ahead and pick that in. And I'm wondering maybe this piece might be a bit, nope, too short. So I'm just going to cut this one down a little bit. But yep, adds a little more interest around that hydrangea, brightens it up a bit. Let's find that foam, and I'm putting this in at an angle here. Oh, didn't get it in quite enough. Hold on, turn it around, see what I'm doing. It's not cooperating the way I want it to. Okay, let's bring it around that hydrangea a little bit. Yes, that is the look we're going for. And then we fluff that hydrangea back up a bit. See, just a little piece trailing down like that. Now it's looking like a wild garden basket. Things are just growing together and in and out of each other. It's just perfect. Yes, we still have to work on this bow in a minute, but that's okay. So another piece, what do you think? Maybe just a little bit right over here? Do you like that? Just to break up these little guys a little bit. We can also put a little more fern coming out there. Let me take a look. So I think a piece of this, and then maybe I'll break it up with a little more fern. Let's try it. And I'm going to kind of have it come out between those two flowers to break those up a little bit. We don't need flowers right on top of each other. We need other elements to make it look a little more wild, like this. See where I put that right there? Breaks them up just a little bit. Okay, so we got those going. And now I have some pieces of this fern, because I always have scraps everywhere. And because we have this down here coming out, I want to bring a little bit up into the arrangement. Just a little bit. We don't want to go overboard, but we want to make it look like it has grown out of the basket and not just on the edges. So we're going to put a little bit of this in, just to make that, complete the look, I guess you could say. Just a little bit here and there. And see, it's very subtle in the back here. Let's get some more. This is a nice little bundle here. Maybe I can just use this whole little bundle. Let's see. I'm thinking to break up these guys. That's a nice look. It's a very nice look. Do you see how that green just starts bringing it together in the middle there? And yes, there's still a few holes that we need to address. We're also going to add moss, but I want to get this just like tightly packed. I really don't want to do that. So I'm wondering if we're good on our blooms now. What do you guys think? Do we need any more blooms? This is bothering me, blue in that, but it is a gardening basket. Do we need another little piece of white or a bud hanging down on this side? What do you guys think? So let's see what I've got here. Looking around the room, looking around, maybe just a bud. Because I don't want bookends with blooms and buds on both sides. But maybe just one bud coming down would be good enough. Let's try that. And there is still this little element that's going to go in. So let me grab a bud. Let me grab a little bud over here. Like this, one of these little guys. Very, very little, but very effective. Just enough to add to this little area over here. So let me put that in. I can hear the TV through the wall. Can you guys hear that? Bob's got something playing in there. It's usually bombs, airplanes, you know, war movies, something like that. Star Trek, Star Wars. Anyway. So I kind of like that. See one more little bloom just kind of coming out just a little bit. I don't want it to completely, you know, mimic the other side. So let's see. Linda says yes a bud. Grace, yes a bud. Oh, everybody says a bud or a little bloom. Okay, so let's try that for now. Next, I do want to put some of these in, kind of like the lavender. Like I said, we need this to kind of bridge the gap between the blue and the lavender. And these will come up out of the blooms and really make it look like a wildflower arrangement. Let me show you what I mean. Let's take a couple of them. These are Hobby Lobby, by the way. They're a great little bloom. I love them. I use them in a lot of different designs. But let me show you the dimension that they add when you start adding these little guys in. They're amazing. Amazing, amazing. You just got to get your right angles, which I'm going to work on now. So there's just one, but see how just that one just makes it go, oh, okay, okay. There's our other little blue element between a blue and a purple. It's got a little green in it, so it's perfect. And then, let's see, I want one to come over here by these tulips. This would be a little lower. And we're going to bend it forward just slightly. Just slightly. So there's a little piece over here. It's going to add that look to it. I don't know. I love it. Makes it look a little more wild. Turn this around. See where we need some more. We need one shorter. Here I am cutting them too long. If I get this to wrap on both sides of this. So a little piece in front here, right like that. And let me move over to the other side. Okay. Let's see where it's going. If I can get it down to the phone. Yes. Got it in the phone. So just a few of them. Tell me what you think. That's 4, so I think we need 1 more, which is why I brought 5 to the table, Kathy. And they're kind of hugging this side, but I kind of like that. Like that's where they're growing out of the one side. So we have more on its right than its left, but it's a good look because that's how they're growing in the basket. Let me turn this around and get this coming out the back. Right by that little bow. Right like that. So what do you think of that element? But do you see how it's got a slight lavender, but enough to bridge the gap between the blue and the purple? So I think it's a good look. And more of it is grouped on this side. It's like that's where that plant is growing. Okay. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. Thank you. Let me see how that looks on my side. I think it looks pretty good. So, you guys, I mean, a simple little basket like this, look what you can make. So, do we need, this is my next question, do we add a little of the gyp, or are we going over the cliff? Is it too much? Are we good the way we are? Or maybe just a couple little pieces of it? What do you guys think about the gyp? Thank you, Lori. Yvonne says she's loving this. Grace says beautiful. What about a bud between the 2 ranunculus? Oh, let me look. That might look good right here too. We could try that. We could definitely try that. Lisa says beautiful. Maybe some fern or ivy intermixed by the blue hydrangea. That's true too. Just to break up the drop. Like, are you talking on this side? Because it goes pretty blue to green. That's the only part I think that I'm really not super happy with. But I'm wondering, is this too weird of a color? I'm thinking I like this now. I'm going to cut off a piece and show you this first. And Bryce said we might come back. Look at when you add this now. What if I put just a little piece draping down? Do you like that color now? What do you think? Let me see what you're seeing. Let me try to get it nestled in here and then we can look at it a little more. Because you know how the garden center baskets, they do like this with the real ivies and stuff? They have like, you know, little elements here and there. And I'm thinking, do we like that? What do you think of that color now? And I'm going to look, it's delayed on my iPad, I want to see what you're seeing. Grace has a couple little pieces of gyp. I'm thinking now that we have it in, I like this with the green, but I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you like that? Billie Jean says yes, Linda says yes a little. Okay, when you're saying yes, are you saying to gyp or let's call that, it looks like a eucalyptus, almost like a silver dollar a little bit. Do you like the euc or are you talking about gyp? Connie says I like that. So let's go with this one first. Do you like this drape? Say yes, yes on the drape or no on the drape. Kind of adds a little interest. Or is it too much? Karen loves it. Lisa, I like it. Deborah says it looks good. Angel, what do you think? Are you still with us? This shirt is like getting on my nerves. Billie Jean says the eucalyptus. Okay, good, good, good. I see a lot of hearts and a little thumbs up coming up. And Frenchie, it looks good now, right? I think so too. I think the color, Deborah says yes on the drape. Karen says yes. I think it does. And I think what it does, like, this is all the same green tones, right? And at first it's like, ooh, I don't know if that goes. It's like it clashes with the bow. But when you look on it now, Yvonne says yes, Connie says yes, Lisa says yes. It's not right on top of the bow, so I think it's okay. And it breaks up all that green, so it's not all the same green. And it looks more natural, right? Angel likes it, Linda likes it, Debbie yes, Valerie yes, Elaine yes on the drape, Kathy yes on the drape. So let's just put, we're not going to do the whole thing, that's way too much, but I think a few little drapes, I'm talking maybe 2. I mean, we don't need a lot of this. We want to just look like a little piece of it's coming out of the basket. So let's see, I think I can get a pick on this. Yep, because I can get right to this foam right here. And have it come right out the side. And this is one of those where the ends of the wires don't have a lot of wire. So we may need to put a little piece of glue. Yep. I'm going to have to put a little tiny tack of glue on there to make it not stick straight out. But that's okay, because then we can put a little piece of moss, which is a good look. So where's it going to hit? Right there. So I'm just bending it over where I put the glue to glue it down. I want it to cascade. I don't want it to stick straight out at you. So don't ever think you can't just put a little tack of glue on there. It works. It works. And then what I'll do is I'm going to end up putting a little tiny piece of the reindeer moss right over where I tacked it. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. Let me find the perfect piece because I'm picky. Don't come apart. So let's do that. And this will help hold that down too, and it won't let it pop. And I'll show you. I think it's pretty to put the reindeer moss coming out of your designs, especially when they're looking this natural. You can even nestle pieces in between some of your blooms. I've done that on wreaths too. It's a really, really good look. So here's just one little piece, but we're going to have to put a little bit more. And I want to show you what I mean about doing it with the blooms, because I haven't done that, I don't think, on a design with you guys yet. But you can take some of this moss and add it in between the blooms, and it looks like a real live basket, or if you're doing a wreath, a real live wreath. So this reindeer moss is amazing. I'm going to turn this upside down. Okay, there's just the little front, right where the ivy is, right? But watch when you add the moss. And I'm just going to separate some of these and break it up. We will end up gluing them in, but it just makes it look like a fresh arrangement. I love doing this. So much fun. I'm going to do a little more over here. And there's little forest droppings in them and whatnot, and it's just so pretty. I have a void by the bow, and then we may come back in with a little jib. We'll talk about that too. And I'm sorry this is taking so long tonight. It is taking a little bit longer than normal. Okay, let's put a little piece over here, and then I'll glue these in later, but I just want to show you the possibilities with the reindeer moss. Run to Home Goods and get this if you can find it, because it's amazing. And then I want a little more up over here, because we need a bigger piece to stuff in here. I'm going to glue it in a bit, but I just want to get it in here now so you guys can see it. And I want it, the other one I really recessed it. I used the darker green. This one I'm using the brighter green. I want it to come up out of the basket a little bit so it looks like a natural basket, right? And there's something I got to cut there. A little piece on that fern needs to come off. Oh, if we weren't so picky with our work, right guys? Need some big pieces of this. There's a good piece. There's a good piece. Maybe some up underneath here. I just think a couple little pieces really sticking out from the design look amazing. Okay, and then maybe one in here. So the little loops of the bow are separated with moss, and I may add a little more. But look at how it changes the front of that when you add moss inside the blooms, you know, separating the blooms. And we have a little more coming out the front here, but I put a little bit right here. If you guys can see it, let me see what you're seeing. But just add a little moss, you guys. It covers your holes and it makes it look natural. So, but I think we need more than one piece of this. So, let's see where we can add another piece of that. I think we need one trailing out the other side, just a little piece. I'm talking a tiny piece. Don't need a lot. A baby piece, so it's not just one on that side. And this one, I think I'm going to bring it a little further up, like that. Won't that look good? Oh, I like that. Okay, where's my glue gun? Got to hang it back up. This we're going to glue in because I've got too much going in on this side now, so we're going to glue it. And it's a very light piece, so it'll be fine. Let's go underneath this moss that I have to glue in now. But we're just going to have it kind of cascading up and out. Just a bit. Look how natural that looks with that little piece right there. So we have it coming down here and that little piece up over there. So you have it only in two places, and you know me, I like odd numbers, but for this, I think it's just fine. What do you guys think? So, my next question for you. I promise, I'm just about done. Let me set that up so you guys can kind of check it out a little. Hopefully it'll stay. So, oh, thank you. Take as long as you need. Thank you, because I always get nervous when, I mean, I've been on for an hour and a half now. I'm like, oh my goodness. I want to ask you about this. Do we need just a couple pieces? And you know what I'm talking about when I say a couple pieces. I'm talking a little piece. I love this jip. This jip is amazing. So, let me put a piece or two in so you guys can see it. Because how can you make a decision till you see it, right? Let's see. I think a piece over here might look pretty. It's too big. I need some little pieces. Let's see. They're long, and that is a problem. It's not a problem, but it is a problem. So I'm going to cut them down, and I'm actually going to pick them together to try to get them shorter. Let's see if I can do it. They're very thin wires, so, and they're not real, toward the end, there's a lot of movement because they don't have the stiff wire in them. But I think I might be able to do this and then glue it in. I'm going to do it just to show you. You may not even like it. You may go, Kathy, you need to take the rest of the night off because, yeah, you've gone over the cliff. So you guys tell me if I've gone over the cliff. I can always count on you to reel me back in, right? Okay, we're going to start with this one over here. And this is what I mean when I say just a light amount, you guys. Don't go crazy. Just a little bit. Do you see the piece on the side there? This is what I mean, like just an accent. It's a wildflower basket, so should we have a little jip coming out? Do you like the jip, or do you think we don't need it? Tell me what you think. And that's a very little piece. I might do a little bit more than that, but I just want you to see the effect. Jackie says, yes, add that. Martha says, looks so nice. Angel says glued in. Yeah, we may have to glue it. Just a little. Yeah, and it would be just a little. I don't want it to get busy. Right, guys? Can we bend up the eucalyptus piece in now as curved? Now that it's down, it looks too flat. Let's try it. Let's see. Let's look. It's one of those that doesn't have the wires, so it'll go up a little bit, but not a lot. And it drapes. So it comes out a little bit more from the basket, but not a ton. And I could put a second piece to make it, but I don't want to get too busy. Not too busy. Okay, let me see what you're saying about that. Elaine says it adds movement. Nora says absolutely. Colette loves it. Yvonne, yes, a little. Missy loves it. Kathy, yeah, sometimes you don't need much, just a little bit. Yes, add it. Okay, let's add it. Let's add it. That's enough yeses. So I just want a few little pieces, guys, because I think it does add a little movement as long as we don't go too crazy. And I'm wondering, how does a piece look coming out of here? That might be too much. I'm going to check it out. Yep, don't like that. I am going to have to cut it down. We need little pieces. I can cut it down, I can pick it, and then I can glue it. Because there's no way I'm going to get this down to the foam. But I need more than just like 2 pieces. I need it to look a little more whimsical like that. So let's see if this will work. Okay, so a little tiny bunch like that. Oh, I hit the foam. I did, I hit it. Huh, I kind of like it. What do you think of the piece right in the middle there? Just a little touch, and I was able to get the pick into the foam. So, and that's what I'm saying. We just need a few here and there. We don't want to broadcast it throughout, like baby's breath everywhere. Just like a little hint of it coming up here and there in the design. So let's do that again. And I like when it's shorter, definitely shorter. It's kind of a pain to make your own little picks out of this, but it's okay. It's the look that you want. So sometimes you got to make it yourself. And it works. It works. A little piece out there. Nope. This is where I need my easel, guys. I really do. I need a piece right here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like it. Like it a lot. Just a couple, and then I'll need a piece, I think, on the other side. So I put a little piece right here, right there, and then we need a tiny bit over here, and then that's it, because then we're going too much, way too much. All right, let me look. This, I think I'll use 3 little pieces. We're not going to go 4. Let's get these put together. I'm thinking I like this better than the pink one. What do you guys think? Pink or blue? Vote now. You saw the pink one, and it's sold. I have to ship it tomorrow. It's all boxed and ready. I should have brought it in. But which design did you like better if you saw the first one? Do you like the pink better, or do you like the blue? Tell me what you think. I'm curious. I think this is going to come up in here. Oh, and I hit it. I hit it just right. Okay. And I think that's enough. Let me show you. And I still have to moss the back, but I got a little tiny bit on the other side. Because I don't want it too heavy. I think too heavy it'll go crazy, right? So let's see. Angel says definitely blue. Colette blue. Lisa. Yes, I'm going to moss this completely up. I'll do that in just a second. It definitely needs to be mossed up. Kathy blue, Tammy blue, Leslie blue, Colette blue. Yeah, it is kind of hard to cut up the big picks, but even cutting these, I didn't affect this bush at all. So sometimes, yeah, I feel like, oh, I gotta cut those things up. It's okay. Sometimes they go further when they're bigger. You know what I mean? It's like it's just what you do. It would be nice if they made little tiny ones, but how much would they be? It's probably more economical to buy the big bush. So Leanne likes the blue. Lori didn't see the pink. I'm going to post the pink tonight with who bought it and where it's going, because actually we did. Yeah, Bob shipped today. Bob dropped off my shipping today, so it's already on the way. And I think it was going, where was it going? I think it went to Idaho. So a new customer. Martha likes both. Thank you, Deborah. Frenchie says, beautiful, loving the blue. I'm really liking the blue too. It's different because you see with bunnies a lot of pinks and yellows and purples, but it's kind of nice to see the blue, right? So all I'm going to do to get this, if you guys want to hang out a few more minutes, I got to do it anyway. Let me grab this glue gun out of here. Okay, all I'm going to do is run my glue along here. And I ran out of glue. It figures, right? Thank you for the hearts. Yay! Thank you, guys. So I'm just going to run a bunch of glue, and I'm running it up into the stems where I see the picks too. So it's going to go up high. Doesn't mean you need a lot. It just means you need to cover the areas that need to be covered. So be generous. Then we're going to take our clumps of this wonderful reindeer moss, and we're just going to set it in there. And then I'm going to tamp it down with my tool, because I'm not going to, I've already stabbed myself. I don't need to give myself a 3rd-degree burn now, because you know I would. So we'll just grab some good pieces of this and get it in there. Get it on in there. And then this has a nice big flat surface, so just push it in and make sure it's really catching the glue. But you got to finish the back of your design, you know what I mean? Got to make it look good. And then later I'll come back through and I'll glue the those mossy pieces in the front. Even a couple good pieces here. Like that. So now the back looks as good as the front. What do you guys think? I think we're done. Anything else you can think of that we need to do? Now is your time. Just another finger. I don't need them all. I just need a few digits just so I can hold my tools. That's it, right? So there's the blue. And I think you guys made great choices tonight. I love it. Don't be afraid when you're doing a bunny head basket to come up in your design. Everybody just wants to drape left and right and down. Come up makes it look more interesting, and hardly anyone does that. So add some interest to your design. There you go, guys. I hope you like that tonight. This is going in my Etsy tomorrow. I have to wait for morning to take pictures because it's too dark now. But thanks for joining me on this one. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, Kathy, another happy design on a happy Monday. Thanks, Cheryl. Thanks, Leanne. Pam, hi Pam. Pam's in the house. Woo woo. Could we see it with a little more blue? Someone's saying. I'm trying to look. I don't know where I would put any more blue in this. I mean, we could, but I think it would get a little too crowded. It would start pushing things aside. So I think we're going to leave it soft blue right now. But you absolutely could. And if you had blue balloons, I don't have any blue balloons except for the lavender and this on hand. No time to run out today, like to Michael's or something. And there's good ones. There's like blue ranunculus. There's all kinds of blue blooms. But you could always substitute, if you wanted to make this type of a design, substitute some of the white flowers for blue and you'd be fine. But this is more just accented in blue, but I love it. I love it. You're welcome. You're welcome, Yvonne. Kathy loves it. Grace, thank you for the hearts. Angel says, a piece of jip on the ranunculus side draping along the greens would be cute, and a blue bow on the ear on the ranunculus side too. A very skinny bow. Yeah, I have no blue ribbon. So, but yeah, on the ranunculus side. So you need a blue bow like in here, and you could, But for me, in my designs, like I have the subtle green bow here. I like to stay more natural. I don't go big into the bows because this is such a small area in here. I don't know. But if you guys do one, I'd like to see what you come up with. Let's see. Thanks, Deb. Thanks, Karen. Thanks, Lisa. Oh, blueberries. That's a great idea. Yeah, blueberries would be cool. If I had some in my studio today. That would look really good, actually. I could see some berries dripping out of this. Oh, that would be very pretty. And maybe even a deeper blue, right? So we have a little more contrast. But yeah, I like that idea. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm wondering, do we need a little bit of gyp right here? Angel, are you still with me? Is this the area you're talking about for some gyp? I'm thinking of making it like a little girl bunny with a bow on the ear. Oh, that is cute. I love that. So Angel, did you hear my last question? Are you saying a little gyp like right in here? Because this is the only area I was thinking that maybe a little piece coming down we could do. So let me see. And I think I'm a little delayed from me talking. Pam, thank you. Thank you for the stars. I appreciate that. So if you heard me, thanks. Nidra said beautiful. Karen, you're welcome. Let me try a little piece of gyp there because I'm looking at this on my iPad and I'm thinking a little tiny piece there might look good. I'm just saying. So hang in there with me, you guys, if you feel like it. If not, thank you for watching. But I want to try a little piece in the front here. Just a little bit. Just a trickle. Let's see if I can get it just to come out a little bit. I'm going to see if I can get a little bend on there. I'm going to place it before I actually fix it in and see how that looks. Right in here. It might break that up in the front, but we'll see. That guy might be in the way. And I'm talking to myself again. I don't know. I'm kind of liking that. I don't know. Or it might be too much. Don't know. It might be a little too much. What do you guys think? Do you see the piece I just kind of stuck in there? Right here? What do you think? Do you like it or not? Oh yeah, I'll go over that again. Because yeah, there was confusion on my gifting post. Let's see. So you guys are saying a bit of gyp, and I think it might look good coming down the front right there. Maybe coming out under. Let me try underneath that little piece there. I'm going to pull this guy out because he's in the way. And what if we put this guy in? And I can put that one back in. You following me talking to myself? So I'm thinking one piece here to drape. I can get it to see which way is going to look the best. I think like this. Put a little bend on it. It's going a little wild, and then this can go right back in. So that kind of looks cool. A little piece coming out the front like that. What do you think of that, you guys? If you guys can see it. So shall we keep the gyp? Do you guys like that gyp? Martha says, looks fine. Billy says, no, but another small piece of eucalyptus. So I might have to just play with it a little bit, hang it on the wall. I mean, easel would have been nice, right? But yeah, maybe a little bit more. And then maybe a little more of that. Oh, now here's a possibility. You ever just keep playing with the design because you're like, what does it need? Like, here's a piece of that greenery that I could put coming into the front. That might be what it needs. Just another piece of greenery. What do you think of that? I think that kind of completes that little hole there. Sharon, yes. Leanne, yes. Looks fine. But what do you think of that other little leaf? Because that leaf wasn't really in the front. So maybe that'll do it. So I'll work on it. I'll work on it. The completed picture will be up tomorrow, so we'll see where it lands. And then I may move the jip up a little. We'll make some adjustments. But I'm liking it. Good choices tonight, guys. Thank you for the help. There you go. Try it. I'd like to see what you guys come up with. So, there you go. I'm Kathy with Big Barn Blooms again. I like to take the fear out of floral design and make it fun, so I hope you had fun. And sorry about the stabbing live on a live. Anyway, yes to the leaf. Good. You guys are saying yes. Better. Yeah, it had like a little hole in there, so thank you for all the hearts. So I'll be on again tomorrow. Now, with the live giveaway, back to this little guy, you guys. I'm giving 2 of these away. So what you were supposed to do, and I'll repeat it on this for those of you that are on it, you were supposed to go on the posting of this. I did a still shot of this guy. You're supposed to tag 3 of your friends. If you don't know how to tag your friends, you take whatever name they use on Facebook and you put the @ the little @ sign, you put that in front of their name and it should highlight their name. It should come up and then you hit their name and that puts it in there. So you tag 3 of your friends. I think you were supposed to say, I love flowers. And also like the post. Make sure you're following me. I know it sounds like a lot of steps, but it really isn't. And then tell me why you would want to join me inside the barn. And that's about it. Just those things. So, like the post. Don't worry about sharing. Some people are sharing. If you can share, I would say great, but it's a lot of steps. Like the post. Tag 3 friends. Tell me you love flowers and why you want to be in the barn. So 4 things. And then you'll be in the drawing. And I told people I would give them till tomorrow morning. We have some appointments in the morning. So my live will be tomorrow afternoon, again at 4. I know I went to 5 today. We had some things going on. So 5 o'clock. And then I will announce the winner on tomorrow afternoon's live. Yes, so we'll have 3 winners. 1 membership or access to Inside the Barn. And I have 2 of these little guys to ship off. And then remember, if you came on a little bit later, these kits are up and available. They're in my Etsy. So look for this post. There's 3 styles available: the solid wood, the checkerboard, and the white. I have 3 styles up right now. There's a couple in each style. So they're limited. It's a limited kit, but we're trying it out and see how it goes. So we've already sold a couple of them. So get over there and buy your kits if you want them. So let's see. Anyway, Debbie, I was at Home Goods, couldn't find any of the bunnies or the concrete pots. I'm going to go tomorrow. I'm hoping I find the little pots, but I have an idea for the pots, because these are hard to find. I mean, I just went in, they had them, and it was crazy. It was near the registers, by the way, is where I found them. So I'll see what I can find. But those are so cute. Oh my gosh, and so easy to do. If you guys saw that tutorial. So, Kathy, I influenced you. I'm sorry. I don't make any money from Home Goods. I just love shopping there. I'm addicted, like I said. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go. DM me if you have any problems with, doing all the different little steps. But just think like it. Just think. Tag your friends, and then you love flowers and why you want to be inside the barn with me. So, and my camera's here, so we're working on it. We're getting it all set up. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go. You're so welcome. Thank you for showing up for me tonight, or this afternoon, and building this beautiful bunny that'll be in my Etsy tomorrow. So if anyone's dying to get it, you can always DM me and reserve. So I have had people that are like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get it. And I'll put a lot of custom orders in, like this is for so-and-so. But what I'm doing, I think I did like 5 things. 4 of them, 3 of them, I don't know, a bunch of them went out. There were several that didn't, which is fine. People change their mind, but I'm only going to give like 24 hours. And if you don't get it, it'll be kicked back out to the public. So let me know if you absolutely have to have it. We'll put a special order in. I only have 1 unless I find more baskets. So, But anyway, I'm Kathy. Thank you guys again, and we will see you tomorrow. Remember, enter. Good giveaways tomorrow, you guys. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It was a good time. Bye now.